Hello, hello, and welcome back to everyone's favorite MMA casual show. You're watching The Couch Casuals, and I'm your host, Robert Dylan Vasquez, and this is my beautiful co-host,
Kyle DiOrio. Welcome back, everybody.
Dude, what's up? If you don't know anything about MMA, join the club, because we're your favorite casuals, and we're here to report all the MMA news to you. Kyle, what card's coming up on June 10th?
Oh, we got a banger of a card. UFC 289, biggest event in UFC history.
All right. Well, April
Right?
1st.
Am I right?
April 1st was 2 months ago, Kyle. No. We have a big Canadian main card sold out in less than 30 minutes. It is UFC 289, ladies and gentlemen. And that is Nunes versus Aldana. I got it up right
Who?
here. What?
Who?
Oh, Amanda Nunes, that chick that knocked out
I
Ronda
know that
Rousey.
one. Who's the other one?
Irene Aldana. She's
Household name.
I mean, if you haven't heard of Irene Aldana, then you're sleeping under a rock because this lady. No,
We're here for the people's main event.
which is
Charles Oliveira versus Beneil Dariush.
that's the co-main, right?
But that's the people's main.
And they couldn't put it as the main because the championship fight, like the champion has to headline the card, which
Yeah.
you could say whatever that does for ticket sales. You can say whatever it does for pay-per-view buys. But I want to let you guys know, UFC 289, the main event is Nunes versus Aldana. Now, in all seriousness, I've watched one fight from this chick, Irene.
Same.
And
And looking at her history, she's had one fight last year. She had one fight in 21. She had two fights in 20. Granted, they're all wins,
I mean, yeah.
but so what? Like,
Look at her losses. She's 14-6. Amanda Nunes is 22-5. So it's like you can't.
this is such a mismatch. This is just thrown together to save the card.
Sacrificial lamb? Is that what you're calling her?
That's exactly what I'm calling this.
Okay.
Juliana Pena goes down with an injury, gets cut. That was the original main event.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess they just had to do it. They just had to put something together real quick, unfortunately.
Now this is for the 135. So I believe she defended that one last. If I'm correct, Amanda Nunes, because she's not only the 135-pound champ, she's the 145-pound champ.
Right.
So
this is all 135. Not that there's when's the last time she even defended 145?
It was against, I think it was in the Apex, I believe.
Let's look it up real quick.
Sure. In the meantime,
Let's see.
145 that's a dead division. There's
There's like three people in it.
Yeah. Hey, I should cut down to 145, huh?
I think you got it. I think you could take Amanda Nunes.
All fucking day. But no, I feel as though she has to have a title defense in such and such time before they have to strip her. But if you strip the 45-pound title from Amanda Nunes,
Okay. Her last defense at 145 was Megan Anderson in 2021. There's no one in that division.
No. Not a soul, dude.
Once you got rid of Cyborg,
which that fight was a wash. That fight was 50 seconds. I think it was 48 seconds of a slobber knocker, which great, but Amanda's got them hands. She's got them hands.
Crapping on this division, there's nothing. I don't want to take anything away from Amanda because, she is the women's GOAT, but
yeah,
that division's just not. It doesn't seem viable.
Let me ask you this:
At least not in the UFC. It could be. Maybe there's more women somewhere in another part.
I
don't know.
I'm talking about Kayla Harrison in the PFL. Now that's an even bigger name. All right. If you don't know who Kayla Harrison is,
it'd have been an interesting sign, but it's not going to happen now.
When, in your opinion, did Amanda Nunes become the 145-pound, the women's GOAT? When did she become the women's GOAT? What day?
I think that Cyborg fight really sealed the deal.
Wow, it wasn't when she knocked out old Ronda.
I think so I think knocks out Ronda, you become argued as a potential GOAT. I think because there was a lot of hype for Chris at the time as
Mm-hmm.
well.
Mm-hmm.
So when you put them two together, I think that fight really nailed in the coffin. Amanda's the GOAT.
Biggest fish in the pond, right?
Biggest fish in the pond. Although unfortunately, she lost her last fight, but I would have loved to have seen Shevchenko get one more chance at Nunez. But I
Yeah,
don't know how that happens now.
it probably doesn't.
It doesn't.
And you know
That's unfortunate.
they always get me with the talk about how they're their baddest, and that you see the progression mentally when they're learning and they're aging like that. But at the same time, their physicality depreciates, and so
Yep.
that's what my problem is they don't know like how to meet them exactly. So
And it's like with the Shevchenko loss, you could almost say it's not a fluke. But the girl like took one split second of a mistake and just made the most of it. It was crazy. So kudos to her, but if we get the rematch, do you see her defending that title?
no, no.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some fighters that it's just past their time, and I'm not trying to say anything about Valentina, but like she's not gonna know. No, but none of us are gonna know until it's time, and that's what I like about it.
Yeah.
Do we go?
Some people peak at earlier times. Some people peak super late. So you never really know.
Joel Romero.
Yeah, him, and then God, the name is just left me. I shouldn't have brought this up. I'm a casual.
Old DC, dude. DC didn't win
Well,
the title. till
DC
he was-
too, but I'm talking about the light heavyweight
Mm,
former champ,
mm.
retired in Brazil to no one watching.
Oh man, we're both casuals, huh?
Why is it? It just escaped me completely.
Shogun.
No,
No?
no, man,
He retired to
he just
no one.
lost to Jamal Hill.
Oh,
What?
Glover.
Glover Teixeira.
Yeah, Glover deserved better. He deserved better.
He deserved better than us fumbling his name for 20 seconds too.
Well, I was closer with Shogun than you were.
No, you weren't.
Mystery guest or whatever.
Honestly, having no guess was better than saying Shogun.
Oh,
But I like Glover. I liked him a lot. I can't believe I couldn't remember his name, but it just escaped me.
I couldn't stand Glover. He beat up my boy Anthony.
Dude, I love watching them teeth fall out, the little chiclets. I
Stop.
don't like Anthony Smith.
Okay, well, I mean, that's because he's your doppelganger. But do we go down the card or we start from
I think we've already started at the top, so may as well go down. Again, have we said is all we want to say about Amanda?
Who do you got?
Amanda.
I'm going Irene. Irene Aldana.
No, you're not.
I am, dude. That's that fucking Mexico pride, bro. We got Brennan Moreno. Dude,
You're hoping for that 1% chance she wins. You can be like, I called it. That's what you're hoping for.
It's not like I'm taking bets on this. DraftKings.com/couchcasuals /CCMMA.
CCMMA code 20% off.
20, God. The only fights that I've seen from Irene Aldana, I should say fight, is the one versus Macy Chiasson on the Tony Diaz card, I believe. The Ferguson Diaz
right.
card. And
Let's double check.
she's on the bottom throwing up kicks like a older sibling is beating up a younger sibling, and they pull out the fucking
Yeah, it's just a lucky shot.
and it hits Macy right in the liver. That's right?
Yeah, that's right.
That's her last fight.
That is her last fight.
Was a desperation up kick.
Let me just Yes, that was her last fight. The fight before that was in 2021 on the Poirier McGregor card.
I don't like that.
3.
I don't like.
I don't like. She's clearly just being thrown in just to fill the gap of Pena not being able to fight.
It's the inactivity for me. Like you can say it all
Same,
day.
I don't get it.
Yeah, you can say it all day.
I'm gonna pull up the 135
Division?
rankings.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, let's take a look. All right, it's loading. Here we go. So you got Nunez, you got Juliana Pena, Raquel Pennington's 3. Yeah, Ketlin Vieira's 4, Holly Holm is 5, Irene Aldana is 6. Is that out of those names? Like, are any of them pay-per-view headlining worthy? Holly maybe just because of her history, but she gets destroyed.
Well, Holly definitely got upkicked and put to sleep. Um, you're talking about Amanda Nunes. You're talking about the GOAT running through the divisions.
The the women's heavier weights, there's a massive skill discrepancy. Massive.
I'd say.
There's like just there's one woman who is worth being there. Women's featherweight 145, which is her other belt.
Non-existent.
It's just not. Macy Shison is rank 1 there. Like, come on.
Okay. Closing thoughts on Nunes versus Aldana.
Nunes wins, dominant, and it's gonna be a mid fight because Irene's gonna have nothing for her.
I'm going with you.
You're switching your pick. You don't want the "I told you so" moment.
I definitely want the 1 out of 100 I told you so moment. We have Yair. We have Brandon Moreno. We have.
I mean, it would be a cool story for sure.
I'm just not sure that she gets it done versus the woman's GOAT. Like, she's not. Maybe a lamb taken to slaughter, or I just don't know.
That's what it feels like to me. Remember watching Megan Anderson walk out
Oh.
a couple years ago, and she looked terrified? That's what I expect when we come into this fight Saturday.
Okay.
Just nervous.
Fine. Let's go down. Let's go down the card.
Let's go to the people's main event.
Now, you said this. You said this more than one time, more than maybe twice. The people's main event.
Dude, this fight is so much fun, in my opinion. I'm very excited for this fight. Maybe the only fight on this entire card that I'm like really excited about.
Did you know that Charles Oliveira himself, whatever his opponent was, or whoever his opponent was, did 1.85 million views on his last 4 pay-per-views? Where you think
now, I'm not the best with the pay-per-view numbers. Is that good or is that bad for everybody watching too?
That's crazy. Like,
yeah, okay.
Okay, McGregor. Go ahead.
No, I was just going. That sounded good to me, but I didn't want to assume because I don't really understand. But perfect. He's a popular fighter.
He's a fighter, and that's what's important.
He's fun to watch.
He brings the fight. So Diaz McGregor, like the 1.1, and then the John Jones versus DC2 did like 800,000. This guy in 4
really,
in 4 fights, dude. Michael Bisping versus GSP on November 17th of 2019, I believe was the date. Did like 750, 850. Nobody pulls.
Nuts.
Nobody pulls. But if you think about the people that Charles Oliveira have, or the opponents that Charles has faced, you got Dustin Poirier, you got Justin Gaethje.
I mean, 155 is just so much fun. Like all those guys is just like
Michael Chandler, Islam
put them on there.
Like, dude, that guy to do what is 18 divided by 4? You're talking over 300,000 pay-per-view buys per purchase. When you have circus fights like Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury, or any of those, in any of those fights, you're talking real fighting. And you're talking numbers. And you're talking not even the guys that rush and stream it or might find a link somewhere in the nether.
Who? Oh,
None of
damn.
neither of us.
Oh,
Neither of us.
never me.
Yeah, yeah. No way.
Maybe
Um,
Saturday.
well, it depends on what's going down. But no, Charles to do 1.85 million in the last
It's
4 fights.
impressive.
It's insane.
That's
He,
good.
I don't feel like he has the Floyd Mayweather factor where people want to see him lose.
No, I think people just like him.
People love to see a fight,
Yeah.
not a
He brings it.
not a grappling match, not a wrestle fuck. Excuse my
Yeah.
language.
But even when he is grappling, it's entertaining. Like he's constantly moving position. He's constantly going for that choke, that armbar, whatever. He's lethal, and you know it's going to be ended if he gets there. So it's like it's entertaining grappling, even when it does become a grappling fight.
Of course, of course.
Like God, the Tony armbar. Oh my God.
I mean, if you could look up in the dictionary, hyperextended, that
That's
arm,
it.
that
That
arm,
was it. It's unnatural.
it's so nasty. It's so nasty.
And I mean, like, he's dominated everybody but Islam. What? He didn't necessarily dominate Chandler. That was
Well,
a pretty back and forth fight.
it was
He did get dropped in the first.
it was the weakest looking left hook I've ever seen in my life.
Fair enough. Chandler's, yeah,
Bink.
yeah.
All right,
I
all right, all
love
right.
Chandler.
So who do you got?
I'm rolling with. I mean, we just talked about it for 2-3 minutes. I'm rolling with Charles, and I don't even think that I don't want to take anything from Dariush because I think he's a good wrestler. He's a good fighter. But do you want to see Islam Dariush headline a pay-per-view at any time?
You don't feel Benil?
I don't feel the Benil. Maybe I will after Saturday. I don't know. We'll have to see.
Okay, so I'll tell you this. I watched him eat a knee from Edson Barbosa. It was a flying knee. It was sick.
He's tough.
Benil was going for a takedown. It was the sickest thing. It was the illest thing that I've ever seen. I was expecting him to do exactly what he did and go on the run that he's gone on. The way he dismantled Tony.
Oh man, that was
The weight cut was a lot for him. But Charles and Benil did the same thing to Tony Ferg that
yeah, it was back to back. It was just
I feel like nobody else could do. I really feel like that. I feel like nobody else could do that but these top two contenders. And that's how you know Tony's out of the conversation. The time with Habib and
sadly.
I don't want to be like that. I definitely want to
No.
I want to interview Tony at some date, but he's not going to
That would be insane.
he's not going to like those words that Benil and Charles they're the contenders.
They are.
This
Unfortunately.
this is a contender versus contender fight. I am stupid excited for this fight. This is
This one.
man.
This is gonna be a good fight.
This
Really
is
good.
the people's co-main event. If it goes striking, it goes striking. If it goes grappling, it goes grappling. But I'll tell you this: these guys are coming to play for sure.
100%. Charles let himself down, and you could tell in the post interview that he let himself down against Islam.
Yeah.
So I feel like he's coming. He's got something to prove. Even though he's like he really doesn't have anything to prove, but I bet he comes into this fight like I have to win this.
So, stoppage or decision?
Ooh, that's tough. I'm gonna go decision. I don't really see either of these. Oh, that's so tough. I'm going decision. I'm not super confident in that because I could see it going. I could see it going a stoppage. I don't see Benil stopping Charles. If Benil wins, I think it's a guarantee decision.
Title shot for either.
I think maybe unless Dustin wins next month.
So title shot for Beneil, but not Charles. That's what I'm going with.
That's
Dustin,
probably accurate.
Justin, Bustin, on the cusp of
That I mean, it's pretty spot on.
no, either of them. Dustin lost to Charles. Justin
He
lost to
did.
Charles.
He did. But you know the UFC, if Dustin or Justin wins that BMF title and cuts like a mean promo, you know that's the way that it'll end up going.
I'm waiting for my boy Volk to get that rematch, but we're not going to talk about that.
That's the rematch I want. Volk is the 155 champ right now. He should be.
All right.
Anyway.
Let's go down the card. Who's your official pick for Beneil versus Charles?
Charles. Decision.
I'm going with Beneil.
Hey, that is much better pick than Irene Aldana. That she switched, so, you know. Maybe it took some time to get there. What, it was only like 20 seconds between those picks, wasn't it?
And DraftKings.com/CCMMA. But we're going to
20%
go
off.
down the card. And then
And
this is a welterweight fight. This is your two favorite fighters. This is Mike Mallet versus Adam Fuggett.
Adam Fuggett. I don't know if I've ever seen either of these guys fight. I'm sure I have somewhere.
Sure.
Whoa.
Sure.
I'm gonna look. I'm gonna see if I recognize any of these fights. Nope. Okay, I would have had to have seen this. I must have seen Mike Mallet beat Mickey Gall because that was on the Korean Zombie versus Volk card.
Nice.
So I must have seen that.
But
it's Mickey Gall.
Well,
okay,
he beat up CM Punk.
Dude, CM Punk is the best in the world, so that's impressive.
Well, you know.
Adam Fuggett, great name.
I mean, what would your nickname be if you were Adam Fuggett? It'd be Fuck Off, right?
It has to be.
Adam Fuck Off Fuggett.
Just throw it all in there. This guy is fairly new to the UFC. He's only had 2 fights in the UFC prior to this one.
Good.
And he's 1-1 in the UFC currently.
Well, I don't know if that's
Why
good.
is this on the main card? Why is this on a UFC pay-per-view? Main card.
It's Toronto. It's the UFC. It's, you know.
There's just, I mean, that just goes back to what we were saying earlier. This is not the best pay-per-views in the world. This is a bit of a glorified
fight night.
I won't say fight night because there's a title fight. Well, it just feels like a fight night. This is like a really good fight night.
They're the UFC. They're going to do whatever they want. Who do you got?
Fuck it. I'm going Mallet.
Fuck it. You're going Mallet?
Yeah, going Mallet.
Fuck it. I'm going Fuggett.
Fuggett and Mallet. Like,
I'm going
fight of the night.
I'm going Adam Fuggett. Fight of the night.
Watch. This could be the casual take of the week when they put on a show and we just didn't expect anything.
Well, I'm going Fuggett. I don't know. Looking at his record, I got 9-1 versus 9-3-0.
Mm-hmm. And remember, Fuggett is 1-1 in the UFC. He just recently came over from what was it? Some smaller promotion. I don't know what it's called.
I got Adam Fuggett.
Fuggett.
Period. Let's
Don't
go.
censor us, YouTube. That's a name.
Fuggett.
F-U-G-I-T-T. That's his name.
So
Fuggett.
Down the list, you have Dan Ige versus Nate Landwehr?
Landwehr. So yeah, so this fight actually this seems like this also feels like a fight night fight, but like a really good fight night fight. You know what I'm? Does that make sense?
It seems like a curtain jerker.
This was this one could be a lot of fun. Nate Landwehr has put on some slobber knockers in the last couple fights
I
he's
mean,
been in.
you're talking about a fighter?
He is a dog.
Like a true dog.
He is a dog. And Dan Ige is not to be forgotten about, really.
Oh, he's a force to be reckoned with.
This could actually be this generally could be one of the better fights on the entire card. This one could be a lot of fun. This is gonna be scrappy.
I watched an Instagram video where he dives into a deep Olympic-sized pool. Dan Ige. Okay. He dives into an Olympic-sized pool, picks up a medicine ball at the bottom of said pool, and walks it across the entire bottom.
That's impressive.
Of the pool and back.
It's wildly impressive.
And back, dude. So that guy has breath for days. He's got cardio for days. I don't know what it's like. I don't know what it's like being in there and gassing yourself, but damn, dude, he's got a gas tank for days.
Yeah, he's not gassing himself out. I'm looking at his Dan Ige's recent history, and it's not looking great, but he's lost to a lot of the top 5, 6 featherweight contenders.
Yeah, the upper echelon.
So he is currently 2-4 in his last 6. That is losses to Calvin Kattar, the Korean Zombie, Josh Emmett, and Movsar Evliov. That's a tough run of fights.
I mean, Josh Emmett, yeah, and then you stop there. Movsar, you know.
That was a little more questionable, but Movsar is fairly young, and he's undefeated.
So who do you got?
Ooh, I'm gonna roll with Ige. 50K Ige.
50K Ige.
50K Ige.
I got Nasty Nate. That's not his nickname, but I got Nasty Nate.
Nasty Nate.
He's too much.
He's a dog.
He can take a pounding and keep on,
But this is Nate's first somewhat top echelon fight. Somewhat top. Not top, but somewhat top.
I believe the last Ige fight I saw, he had a shiner the size of a bulbed out leg.
Oh, he looked bad.
Yeah.
If Nate wins this, he's got to fight somebody. I want to see him fight like a top 7 guy.
This is bantam, no? 135?
Wait, is it bantam? I thought it's featherweight. It's featherweight. 145.
I'm not sure who he should fight after this. Let's look at the opponent in front of him and say.
Yeah, now, of course.
Dan Ige is. Man.
It's a doer. I feel like if Nate wants a run at the title, which I assume is what any man wants, he's got to keep winning. He's 17-4, but he's 35. Dan Ige is 16-6 at 31. So he's getting up there in age.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we have seen guys peak at older years, but it's not the common. But feels like he's peaking. He's 35, so we'll see. I could see it going either way, but I'll pick Ige for.
I agree.
Slight lean to Ige.
I love Nasty Nate, but I gotta go with the tactician or the technician rather. Dan Ige, he's just been there. He's had the experience. He's been there.
Yeah, he has.
So we both have Ige, 50K Ige.
50K Ige.
Let's go.
And
then we have the opening, the curtain jerker, Marc-Andre Barriault versus Eric ya boy Anders.
Just another mid-tier fight. I felt so bad saying that, cause, but it just doesn't.
You know what Eric Anders? You know what kind of vibes Eric Anders gives me?
What?
Who was that guy that came in the UFC and played on the Cowboys? Um,
Oh, God. He's also a Panther, so I should. Greg Hardy.
yeah, Eric Anders gives me severe Greg Hardy vibes. Now, I'm
Like a
not
mini
saying
Greg Hardy.
I'm not saying
Are you
anything.
accusing him of domestic
No,
violence?
no, no, no. No, definitely not with a nickname like ya boy. I don't know what to expect from him, but the swang and bang, this
Yeah.
specifically the swang and bang of Eric Anders reminds me a lot of Greg Hardy. I think if will you look this up for me? I believe Khalil Roundtree and Eric Anders have fought before.
2019. Yes.
Man, look at the fucking bang, 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 bang.
The memory on this guy.
I
Khalil
believe.
Roundtree wins that. Won that.
Oh, I believe he went out to Thailand to practice his Muay Thai, and that's neither here nor there. But he came back, Khalil. I'm talking about Eric Anders, and I'm bringing up Khalil just because he's learned his lesson. Like Khalil Roundtree definitely taught Eric that there are levels to this game. And so that's the only thing I really care about is how far as Eric came from the swang and bang, the Greg Hardy style, the scrappy kind of fighter versus the mixed martial artist.
Let me tell you how mid-tier Eric Anders has been in the UFC.
Mm.
He's been in it for quite a while now. His record just in the UFC, well, his overall record is 15-7. His UFC record is 7-7.
Ooh.
It's it's not amazing.
It's atrocious.
It's pretty bad.
Don't be, don't be
Not,
gracious.
and not that the other guy's any better looking at it. In the UFC specifically, Mark Andre is 4-4. That we have 250, 500 fighters.
Why is this on the main card?
Why is this a pay-per-view? This one should be a free on Fox. Give us one of those old classic free on Fox title cards.
Oh my god. Okay. Fine.
It's anybody watching this before Saturday is not going to want to watch the pay-per-view Saturday.
Let's shit on the card.
We have been. I'm going to watch it because I'll watch it just because I like it all. But
Big question. You gonna pay for it?
of course I am.
Yeah, no doubt that I'm
I'm
definitely
buying this card.
All right. Are we done? Are we done with the card? Can I show it one last time? Amanda Nunes versus Irene Aldana, Charles Oliveira, the people's main event versus Beneil Dariush, Mike Mallet versus Adam Foggett, Dan Ige versus Nate Landwehr, and then Marc Andre Barriault versus Eric Anders.
Yep. Notable prelim fight. Not much. Why does that surprise me? Chris Curtis is on the prelims. That is the only name I recognize on the prelims.
Of course. And that's the guy that trains with
Is that Action Man? Yeah, that's Action Man.
Oh man, his name escapes me. It shouldn't. Sean?
Does he train with Sean O'Malley?
No, not O'Malley. The obnoxious one.
O'Malley? No, I'm just kidding. I like Sean.
Strickland.
Ah, yeah. think you're right.
Chris Curtis, and you got Deshaun Strickland with the henny and the do-rag. You seen that?
Good old Sean. No, I have seen that. That's pretty good. Deshaun Strickland.
Okay. Let's move on. We have some news brought to you by the Couch Casuals. We just
reported.
We just broke down the UFC 289 card. There is going to be a UFC comedy movie coming out. Dana and the UFC are working really close with Adam Sandler to bring you a UFC comedy. Kyle, what are your thoughts on this?
I don't really know what to expect. It's not a movie. I think it's a show.
Yeah.
It's a show that's supposed to be like The Office, but the UFC offices. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. That's all that's out about it currently. There's not much to go off of. That's what
can
we
you
got.
go off of? What is so
Adam
funny
Sandler.
behind the scenes that's going on that's like, yo, we can capitalize on this. This is fucking, or this is crazy.
There can't be that much. I mean, I imagine an office with Dana White in general is probably pretty entertaining, but outside of him specifically,
Do you think he'll be in it?
he will have to appear at some point.
There are some cameos to be done.
He'll be in it, but I don't know by how much. Probably not a lot.
And that's really all I have to talk about that. I have no
That's
idea.
breaking news. That's all breaking news. Nowhere else has ever reported this.
Bum, 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 bum.
This is a CCMMA exclusive. We'll be interviewing Adam Sandler next week. No, I'm just kidding.
I thought you were breaking news to me.
I arranged it. No, that's all there is to that.
UFC comedy, fighting, and funny.
Who asked for that?
I think they're trying to capitalize on maybe some kind of Netflix deal or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they got the Connor documentary that's out, the new one. I think they're working on another UFC documentary with Netflix. And then there's this. So yeah, they probably just got some massive deal to pump out content.
On to other news.
Bigger news.
The last time you saw us, it was a couple weeks ago. Your boy Robert was kind of getting. I was going heavy on Francis Ngannou.
We both kind of laid into him. But
since then, he has signed a deal, a lucrative deal with the Professional Fighting League, PFL.
He secured the bag. So kudos to him. He secured a massive bag for not that many fights.
Oh, of course not. And hey, can I ask you this?
You can ask me anything you like.
His first fight, his debut in the PFL, is he fighting a champion?
Probably not. I don't know.
Definitely not. They're doing the super fight or the super fight thing. Is he fighting in boxing? Does he have like a match yet in box? Because
he is scheduled to have a tune-up fight, I believe, in 2023. I could be mistaken. It could be 2024, but he will have a tune-up fight first.
Sure. Yeah. Sure. All day. But my main point in that is he did get a contract. He is going to get.
He got a contract. I think the biggest thing for him, really, I don't know if he cares as much about the fights. He's going to be the head of PFL Africa, which I know that's big for him. And he got what he wanted, where his opponents cannot make less than $1 million in the fight.
$2
million?
They can't.
That's cool. I get I get him wanting that for his fellow fighters, but
I'm
is it
going out
realistic?
and facing Francis for $2 million to get knocked out.
Like
I'm
anybody's going to sign up.
I'm eating all the rice and beans and going out
It's,
there at the heavyweight limit of 206 or whatever it is, and I'm going, okay, I'm so full of food. I didn't have to cut any weight. Here comes this
just
2 mil.
one gut punch, and Robert spews everywhere,
Blech.
just all over the place. We will see how this could. Here's a potential hot take.
Oh,
This could really hurt the PFL because if you get in Ngannou, I think Verdum wanted to fight him potentially. Was that one of the names that came up as his
Verdum.
first
Yeah,
opponent?
Verdum.
So let's say you put on Francis and Verdum, one of your pay-per-views. You're paying both $2 million a piece minimum, and then the pay-per-view doesn't sell. You just lost a lot of money. Francis didn't sell that well in the UFC. So this could really hurt the PFL. And 2 years from now, we could potentially see something like the death of PFL and looking at this agreement. Or it could, like, if I could be completely wrong. I probably am wrong, but this casual take, this could really harm the PFL in the long run.
No, don't do that. Don't do. It is a casual take, but when has burning cash ever been good for a company
Never. It's never good.
or an organization or a business in general? When
It's
is
never good.
burning cash? Like literally, you're getting a what are those?
You're not getting Connor.
Oh, no. Like you're going to Lowe's or Home Depot and you're getting one of those industrial size snow shovels. Like it's really big, really, You're filling it with cash. You're shoveling all the cash and you're throwing it into a furnace. This guy, Francis, is not going to fight until 2024. For the PFL, is not going to fight until 2024. He's talking about, "Oh, I need my options open for boxing." You moron. If you think that you're going to go up against the Deontay Wilders of the world, the Tyson Furies,
It's not going to work.
the Alexander Usyks, any one of those guys, Dylan White. I feel like Dylan White wipes the floor with Francis.
Francis is like, he's not like technically sound. He's a freak athlete.
OLP. One lucky punch.
Oh, we're going back to the WWE. I love it.
Of course.
But let me put into perspective the money situation.
Yeah, sure.
Do you know how much McGregor and Nate Diaz earned on their pay-per-view headliners for the UFC, which were some of the highest-selling UFC pay-per-views in history?
Now you're talking show and then win money, or are you talking behind closed doors pay-per-view?
I'm looking at what they made overall. It says that could be wrong.
McGregor, I feel like he did 3 something.
He earned $3 million.
Okay, and then Nate, this was the rematch or this was the first one?
It says both of them made between 1 and 3 for each fight. And these are the two of the highest selling UFC pay-per-views in history. You're not getting that with Ngannou. You're not going to get those numbers with Ngannou and Verdum, Ngannou and whatever other UFC scrapped fighter.
But the PFL has something that one championship doesn't. It has something that Bellator doesn't, and that is they are backed by ESPN, and they are available for purchase on ESPN Plus. So unless you're doing anything else on a Friday or Saturday, you're gonna stay home and you're gonna watch C caliber talent. No offense to any of the fighters on PFL. You're going to watch C caliber talent go at it. And like I said, Francis isn't even fighting for a belt. He's fighting in their super heavyweight division.
That's
whatever that is.
$4 million minimum.
Whatever that is.
For that fight.
You're expecting a return on that? You're expecting I'm going to spend $4 million, like you said, and then I'm going to give him a share of the pay-per-view? Now, I've never seen Francis in anything not brought to you by the UFC. I've never seen him in a dish or a Dawn dish detergent commercial. I've never seen him in a Hefty commercial. I've never seen him on regular cable TV. I've never seen him in ads on YouTube.
No Modelo.
Come on,
No,
dude.
no nothing.
Where are you going to go that you're going to sell more? Sorry. Where are you going to go that you're going to sell more than anything that the UFC brings you?
Nowhere.
He's
a good dude.
Idiot.
I like him. He's not marketable. He's not he's not your headline. He's not a bring seats, asses to seats. He's not going to put asses in the seats by himself.
Correct. And that's why him versus Jon Jones would have did very, very well.
That would have done great. Because you have the weight of a Jon Jones in that fight. Legacy's on the line. That's a monumental fight that should have happened.
I'm upset, and I'm done talking about this guy.
Yeah.
You jump ship. It's fine. It's whatever. But I'm done talking about this guy. Can we move on?
I think it's time for the Ultimate Fighter.
You would be correct. Tough. The Ultimate Fighter.
Have you watched? Episode 2 is officially out.
I saw Connor on the bike. I saw Connor
get Connor with his weird cowboy hat.
I saw Connor with his weird cowboy hat being speechless after his fighter got knocked out.
Team Connor's not doing good in this competition.
They're the young bloods. He
beat all the young fighters.
There are former UFC veterans on Michael Chandler's team.
Not to be messed with.
Not to be messed with.
They are guys that can fight.
All.
A couple of these guys. One of the guys won a previous tough.
That being said, I've seen Connor get a haircut. I've seen Connor go ham on the bike, and I've seen Connor in his cowboy hat.
It's been entertaining.
He's got a really nice suit with that. He's only there for one practice of the day, where Michael Chandler is getting up early. And
he's working.
He's going to the AM practice. He's going to the PM practice. AM to the
he's
EM,
coaching
PM for
these
the
guys. He's supporting these guys. He's backing these dudes. And if you watch any of the trailers, any of the highlights from upcoming episodes, it's almost exclusively red beating blue.
It's nasty.
There's a lot.
It's nasty.
They haven't gotten too snippy yet. There's the super popular. You'll do what you're told. Which I learned recently, they actually cut Michael Chandler's response to that, and they just kind of make him look like he goes, just a little. But he does respond to that. He actually doesn't just stop talking to that. He keeps joking, so it's not as bad as it looks on the trailers, thankfully. But it is entertaining. It's gonna be a fun. God, I can't wait for that fight.
If it gets done this year.
Yeah, it could potentially be 2024. Someone's going to sleep.
You think so?
Somebody is going night-night.
Early predictions?
I'm rolling my boy, Iron Michael Chandler. Connor's been out of it too long. Mike's going to beat. It's going to be brutal. I think it's going to be brutal.
I got McGregor versus Alvarez, too. I think Connor puts on a show. I think Michael Chandler's a bigger Chad Mendez.
He's a big dude.
With the most preparation time possible, I feel like Connor butchers him from the bottom. If he does decide to use his wrestling, he's been, like I said, the weakest left hook in all of MMA. Charles just fucking...
Michael's
Bink.
Chin is suspect as fuck.
Of course.
Michael gets dropped by Charles, or he gets knocked out by Charles, but then goes toe to toe with Justin and just takes a fucking beating and never goes to sleep.
Bink. Bink.
He's got the most confusing chin in UFC history.
It's either durable or it's whatever the opponent makes it.
It's entertaining no matter what. The most entertaining losing record in UFC history.
He's here to put on a show, though.
He is. He's here to get that. I think he came in. I think he took, the way I see it, I think he took it very seriously trying to get to the title. And then once he realized he lost, he's there for money.
Entertaining fights.
Which is not, it's fine. He's 35. He's up there.
Mm-hmm.
He was a champ in Bellator. He has some great fights with, I don't remember his name, Pitbull, I think is his nickname.
Patricio.
Yeah. I would have loved to see Mike early, like come to the UFC sooner. That could have been a lot of fun. It may not have been, he may not have been as good, but
making a lot of money.
Yeah. He'd have made a lot of money in the UFC.
Okay.
Although he didn't have he's developed the personality because he wasn't a great talker in some of the earlier fights in Bellator. So, but he's got that WWE promo style down pat.
He had to Ric Flair it a little bit.
He's worked on it.
So, that being said, Tough has been very entertaining. If you want to watch it, it's every Tuesday until TBD. Every Tuesday on ESPN, and then you can catch the episodes the day after on ESPN Plus.
Yes. And ccmma.com.
And ccmma.com, DraftKings.com/ccmma. That being said, we are moving on to the MMA meme of the week.
Our final segment. I haven't seen yours yet.
I'm sending it to you right now.
Let's see it. I'm gonna have to. I do need some context here, but if I already can half understand this meme.
Okay, so this is the meme I just sent Kyle. Jon Anik reading the Tim Elliott relationship news. Okay, so I'll go first, and I'll elaborate on this. Let me look this up real quick. Your boy's doing a little bit of journalism. Tim Elliott divorce. Okay, so Tim Elliott recently went public with his divorce, right?
Let's see that.
He has a picture. He goes, "You want to see something gross? This is my wife reading vows to my daughter on our wedding night."
Oh.
The guy holding the microphone was my friend / teammate. My wife cheated on me with this guy the same night. What?
Oh no!
What in the Pornhub is going on?
That's terrible. Gina Mazzani.
And they have had a
relationship.
They've had a
Jon
relationship.
Anik.
Oh, dude, they've had a relationship our entire marriage.
Oh, that's rough.
So if anybody is going to call that out, it's going to be my boy Jon Anik.
We got Tim fighting out of the blue corner tonight. He has a rough divorce going on with his ex-wife Gina.
With his opponent.
No. The night of their wedding. Oh God.
That's insane.
Oh God. Could you imagine them two fighting on like a fight night mainliner? Like get a WWE. We have Edge and Matt Hardy storyline. That would be amazing.
With Lita.
That's good TV.
Oh,
Biggest payday Tim Elliott would ever have.
WWE nerds. Which was better, Edge versus Matt Hardy with Lita, love interest, or Edge versus Kane with Lita as love interest?
It's all ridiculous. That was the most ridiculous era of WWE. I love Edge is my boy.
We're not going to get into that right now because this is MMA. And
It's just MMA. He never fought. I can talk about CM Punk though.
Edge is the reason that I stopped watching wrestling. I hope you know.
Oh,
He beat
poor
John.
Taves.
He beat John Cena. And then they had their little Monday Night Raw, whatever they did. They had sex on live TV or some shit like
They
that.
had the live sex celebration. We're losing viewers. They're dropping by the minute.
And that's what Edge did to me, It made me stop watching wrestling. So we'll get on with Kyle's MMA meme of the week. Talk to us about this a little bit. I clicked on it.
Which one did I even send you? Because I've sent so many.
You sent
What
the
are we on?
Dwayne Johnson.
Oh,
Is Ronda
yes.
Rousey.
Let me scroll back, dude. All these fake Netflix posters. The one you used one last month. Who was it? Kevin Hart as Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
Dude, it's just so funny to me. I hate Ronda Rousey, so just anything that makes fun of her, pokes at her, is gonna make me laugh.
Jesus. Directed
And
by Michael
Dwayne-
Bay.
That would be amazing. The Rock with his most dull performance to date, playing the dull
Jesus Christ.
Ronda Rousey. Maybe we can see Holly Holm played by. Let's get Margot Robbie to play Holly Holm. Head kick The Rock.
I thought you were gonna go
That's money.
Drago from Rocky 4. I feel like he could do a good Holly Holm. If
That would be good, but I just the visual of Margot Robbie head kicking Dwayne The Rock Johnson would be pretty insane. But if we could get Ivan Drago to do it as well, that'd be pretty funny. This old man. I don't think he'd get his leg up there.
So this week we have brought to you UFC 289.
289.
We have brought to you the UFC comedy that's going to star, or not star. They're working with
Breaking
Adam
news.
Sandler. Breaking news. Francis signing with the PFL. Could be the end of the PFL as we know it.
If it happens, I'm telling everybody about this video because I said it first. Has anyone else said that?
Not RIP to the PFL,
Breaking news. Head journalist Kyle DiOrio.
I think they're making a huge mistake.
It's not. I don't think it'll be good. It's a lot of money, like you said, just being burnt.
If you had to guess, if you had to bet, I don't want money. I want your integrity. Does Michael Chandler versus Conor McGregor happen this year? 2023.
I think probably not.
Ooh.
Probably not 2023.
Not good for business.
What? We already have pay-per-views into September being scheduled.
Yeah.
So we've only got a couple. There's only 3 months after that. You could maybe squeeze out 3 or 4 more headlining pay-per-views, right? I don't see it happening. But maybe if it happens, I'm thinking December, a really late end of the year pay-per-view. It's Conor did re-sign with USADA. How long does he have to be in that pool before he can fight?
6 months.
So is that even? It's not even physically possible then.
It would have to be late December.
Okay, so yeah, I don't see it happening in 2023. Hopefully it happens at all.
Let's recap the memes of the week. First, you have Kyle's Dwayne Johnson as Ronda Rousey, directed by Michael
As
Bay.
Ronda, beautiful, but Coctagon News.
Coctagon News.
That's
what
on
a good
Instagram.
Insta page. And then you have
That's a pretty good name.
Jon Anik reading the Tim Elliott relationship news. That guy he's not. Jon Anik is not a scumbag.
No,
But
but that clip. that clip of him reading the
The two guys
both of these
battling
guys
custody.
are having custody battles. Like, come on, John. I think he regretted it, but it's out there and it's funny forever.
It makes the fight, you know. He's got his thing.
So
Watch,
good.
watch. Don't stream. Buy UFC 289.
It's gonna be the best UFC pay-per-view money could buy if it's free.
Yeah, what he said. This has been the Couch Casuals coming from your favorite MMA couch with your two
Your couch
favorite
at home.
with your two favorite casuals bringing you MMA news, and we will see you post UFC 289.
Bye, folks.
Later.